Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. Today I'm going to do a reading for the collective. Keep in mind that my readings are meant to be understood from within. In other words, this is a reading for you on your spiritual path. You could be, and what I mean by your spiritual path, your personal life journey, okay? You have ideals, goals, plans, connections, things are happening in your life. And at some point in time, you may have or stumble upon a question in your own experience that makes you want to seek deeper answers. And that could simply be that a relationship isn't working and you've maybe considered all the things, you maybe had conversations, and you get to no avail, but something within you says there's more to this and I need to know what it is. And sometimes we listen to readers when we feel in our own sense that we've exhausted our own options of understanding a matter, whether it's a matter of the heart, a matter of choice, or maybe even a matter of morality. So I think that's the basic essence of a true reader, is to give that kind of guidance in those matters from a deeper spiritual, philosophical perspective from life, not your, yes, oh, me and my boyfriend had a fight and I want to know if we're going to get back together. Well, it's a lot more than give me my fortune, tell me my future. No, it's, are you willing to see where you are in this connection? Are you willing to understand yourself? Are you willing to understand this person? Are you willing to address the things from the past that may have led to this moment? Are you willing to see the possible consequences if you make these choices? So doing that process when it comes to the concept of anything spiritual, that's the point of it. Your spiritual journey is your life path, your life journey, okay? And everything that comes with it. Your choice to be disciplined to it would mean, if you're being honest with yourself, is discover to the most ideal, I guess you could say, because that's pretty much what religion is about, is your ideal version of goodness, or your ideal version of redemption, maybe, I don't know, something like, so like, that's the whole meaning of figuring out if there's a God. It's like, does my life have a purpose? Does my life make sense? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, what was I born for? Why am I here? All these reasons that you just were born, that you may wonder, like, what was the purpose of having this family? What was the purpose of choosing these schools, of existing in this culture, or in this dynamic, or experiencing these things with these types of relationships? Like, why do my relationships always kind of go this way? Or why do my job experiences always lead me to that place? Why do these certain cycles occur? You can really, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't consider those things. Maybe those things don't really come to mind. But if they ever do, that's what I'm here for, I guess. I dive into those things because that's part of my nature. That's the way that I operate. That's the way that I work. That's the way that I look at the world. That's the way that I think. That's how I feel about things. So it doesn't resonate with everyone. Clearly, not everyone thinks the same. I mean, within my own family, I mean, out of my own children, I can say we don't all think the same. We don't, or think in the same, think about things in the same way. We don't feel about things the same way. And I'm sure many of you understand that. But there's a point where you feel like, okay, wow, me and this person, or me and these people, we really, we can always vibe, or we can always see eye to eye, or we can always just get along well, or we can always work well together. Our company together is really fruitful, enjoyable, abundant, fun, creative. growthful, you know? You can see where you have those dynamics, and that could be, again, personally, just family relationships, or whether it's romantic, partnership, friendships, or, you know, collaborators. These dynamics are playing out in everything, right? So it's like when those things are off, everything else around you can fumble or become kind of like clouded, and you can't really see what's important, what you should be obsessing about, or what you shouldn't be obsessing about, what you should be thinking about, versus where you need to get out of that track of mind, because it's gonna affect you and impact you or others negatively. So that's my I guess that's something Spirit would really, because when I came out here, I was going to discuss one thing, and then that's what kind of came through. So I guess that was important. So, okay, now what I do want to address is what I was going to address originally before this, which is I had this vision of there's an artist, a singer by the name of Hector Lavoe. Hector Lavoe. He's a Puerto Rican salsa singer, or was very popular, especially in the 70s. They made a movie out of him, I think, with J-Lo and Mark Anthony. I don't remember what year. Anywho, so Hector Lavoe is, you know, Puerto Rican, New Yorker. And so I got a vision of one of his songs and like of his archetype. And we'll talk about his archetype. He's the papi chulo. And if you don't know what that term means, that's like the, you know, the ladies' man. But he's got the gangster hat, you know, like from the 70s. He's got swag. He has character. He's a womanizer. He's handsome in terms of like his style. He may not be the most attractive man, but what makes him attractive is that he has swag. He has this rhythm. He has this style. And that kind of masculine, you know, he's the one that has either the classic car or the fancy car. He gives a lot of attention, getting a lot of, obviously, Leo vibes, right? Just charismatic in essence. So I got there's a song, and I was listening to that song in my head basically when I got the image, but it was really more about reflecting, perhaps. I don't know if it's reflecting, but in the vision, I was basically asking this masculine to, if he could be, like, if he could describe which character he resonated with, maybe in his past, or maybe even his ideal, perhaps. I don't know if it's his ideal, but like, who did he see himself as? Who does he think he is? Maybe not who he thinks he currently is, or how did he perceive himself? And basically that's what came about. I saw the image of that guy and dressed all in white. Like, he looked like a pimp in some ways, right? Again, the 70s, the bell bottom, but the material of the clothes, and also the confidence. But also there was reason for the confidence. Very admired, very loved. He had a likability to him, and then the attractiveness made it even that much more. So, like the song says, ladies loved me, girls adored me. I mean, even the ones that never saw me, like, I forgot who's in the reason why I'm at, I don't know. It takes two to make a thing go right. Okay. It takes two to make it out of sight. All right. So I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because I get stupid. I mean, outrageous. I mean, even the ones that never saw, I think that's what he said, no. Because I get stupid. I mean, outrageous. Even the ones that never, no, I don't remember. Okay, so old song, old school. So something about old school and reflecting and something about the masculine, like this confident masculine, this very, and I say papi chulo because that's the culture I grew up in, you know, the New York, Bronx area where you see the, I mean, I was raised in the 80s, not the 70s, but my dad, he owned a grocery store and I got to see a lot of the neighborhood and how it operated. So it wasn't in one of the best neighborhoods that he had the business. And so we would see gangs that would go in there and they loved my parents. And I mean, I think I might have told this story before online, but it's like they were mommy and papi, right? Everybody knew them as mommy and papi because they heard us calling my parents mommy and papi. But there was one night that a fight almost broke out between these two gang members and their little groups, right? And they were standing outside of the store. They were drinking, smoking. And my dad didn't mind them doing that as long as they weren't interfering, I guess, with the customers that wanted to come in or out. So they were kind of always on the, like, in the corner. They weren't really messing with my dad. They actually were protecting my dad and my mom. They were always looking out. So we had, like, their support all the time. And they really never let us, like, we would be playing around. There was a park across. And, whenever I would, you know, they would be playing dominoes or whatever they'd be doing when they would smoke. And if I ever came around them just to watch, they'd be like, nope, go over there, go play over there. You know, like they wouldn't leave me around, but they were like big brothers looking out for us. So anyways, they almost got into this big old fight. We're talking about gunfight, weapons, guns, knives, all of that kind of stuff. Like this wasn't small stuff. And we freak out. We're behind the counter. And my dad, of course, always trying to be the hero, he comes out. Reminds me also of the movie Stand By Me. I don't know if anybody ever saw Stand By Me, where he was always the one kind of like the mediator, trying to, you know, the best friend of the main character. River Phoenix, I think, is the one that played the character. I don't remember his name in the movie. But he ended up apparently getting killed. Like, this didn't happen to my dad, okay? Different scenario, a different outcome, but same scenario where, you know, always trying to bring the peace to a conflict. So these two rival type, you know, guys, they got into it. A fight kind of was brewing. And my dad wants to go out, but my dad has his own gun behind the counter. And he comes out with the gun and he starts flaring that gun out, you know, as he comes out, what the F, bro? You know, and he's like, feeling, get the fuck out of my store. Take that shit over there. Don't fuck around. You guys know, you know, you're not supposed to be doing this shit, you know. Like, get over it, basically. My dad was like their dad in some ways. They really loved and respected my dad because my dad, you know, was one of them kind of thing, you know? So it was awesome. They, you know, they got into, but me and my siblings, obviously, and my mom, were all freaking out because my dad was always putting himself in these situations where it was like life or death. And I was like, oh my God, dad is about to get himself killed here. And so he ended up breaking the fight. They all kind of like calmed down as soon as he showed up with his big mouth, very lion, and they stopped what they were doing. They left. They were like, you know, we apologize. We're not gonna, you know, like that kind of stuff, that kind of respect, that kind of loyalty, maybe even, I don't know. But this energy, I feel like the masculine, if it resonates with you, this could be your masculine. Another thing I've been getting is that I started doing this where I would, I want to do my readings, perhaps try this out with my readings. Just so you know, there might be an Aquarius or a Leo. I don't want to say it, but they feel like truly the word I heard was strangled. And I really don't like that term. I don't think it's that like literal. but they might feel like very like burdened by an attachment that they can't release themselves from. So it feels like they're binded. So that was a side note. But anywho, I was doing this thingamajig, and there we go. I don't know, should I take a note because I did not ask before, but it was show us what the energy of the divine masculine currently is, the current masculine energy. So I'm curious to see if I keep, because so far I've gotten it like 3 times. I don't know. Okay, we got Gemini or Sagittarius for the divine masculine energies at this time, okay? I'll say something after I pull the divine feminine energies. Show me the divine feminine energies at this time. Who came out first? I didn't see. Sorry, I didn't see. I had my eyes closed. What energy is the divine feminine? And by the way, that was a Virgo, Pisces, and Leo, Aquarius. But I'm not taking that. Let's see what energies of feminine is in at this time. Just one. There we go. You saw how it tried coming out earlier. We got Capricorn and Cancer energies for the feminine. I was going to mention that what I was receiving a lot of was the masculine in the Aries Libra energy, and the feminine was showing up a lot as Gemini Sagittarius, but also a few times I did receive the Taurus and Scorpio energy for the feminine. This combo was showing up a lot, okay? But for now, we have a masculine energy in Gemini or Sagittarius. So it's communication, travel, siblings, religion, philosophies, communication of long distance, short distance, long-term travels. Like we're looking at this flow of 3rd house and 9th house, okay? The 3rd house is your surroundings and your environment and your communications, your siblings, your neighborhood. The 9th house is your religious beliefs, your philosophies, your studies, maybe even higher learning. So higher, like college education or above, some kind of higher learning. Could even be spiritual, a spiritual practice beyond or adulthood, you know what I mean? Like you do the basics, elementary, middle, high school, college, or a trade, you know, to some degree, formulate some family, and then you're basically set in your community to have a trade or a work that you do and how you give to the community, okay? 10th house kind of stuff. But I feel like this is beyond that, beyond the 3D. This is now like the kind of training you would get as a spiritual leader, even. Masculine energy, okay? The feminine energy, there's a balance between the home and work at this time. Feeling very confident in what you've accomplished, feeling well achieved, in terms of maybe perhaps in being a strong parent in the home or having a good connection with your family at home, having good support system to be able to do the work that you love to do, feeling very successful in your accomplishments. Now, there might be individuals in your life that may not be in that situation quite as you are. They may have, like, everything might look, let's just, okay, so divine feminine, when you receive your energies, in other words, like for you to get to where you are, there's a certain level of appreciation because of what it took to get there, the awareness of what it took to get there. Some individuals that don't really have a reflective way will not necessarily see how far they've come, will not necessarily see how much how much they've grown in terms of their character, their personality, development, or their health, or their creativity. Those things, some people are just like, gotta do this, gotta do this. And then like every year is just like, there might be one or two things that they can, do, but the level of growth of who they've become. If people feel to you like they're not vibing with you, they're not understanding you, those people aren't truly able to support you. But I feel like the feminine has this energy now, like really feeling a level of support. Maybe your understanding of things has allowed for some things to kind of flow, where there's no true expectation of certain things to interfere with what you're experiencing in life. So it's like, yeah, this person, it's like knowing who and what you can do what with. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I might talk to you, but I can't talk to you for a long time. Not because I can't, but because I'd rather not. So I might engage with you regularly, but I wouldn't engage with you as regularly as maybe perhaps some other person. And it's not about no love, or it's about compatibility and about you doing what you enjoy doing. So you're realizing not everybody's going to do what you enjoy doing, and you're not going to enjoy doing what everybody else enjoys doing. And that's fine. That's the polarity there. But also I'm feeling like this could be at work. This could also be at home for the feminine. But these energies are playing out where it's like, okay, there's an agreement of where we might be different. We might do things differently. We might not, I don't know, like there might not be so much things that are shared in terms of maybe values or ideas or connectivity to something, but they're still working together. They're still working together, and they're still working well together. But there's a release of expectation, a release of disappointment over, oh, I thought we'd be besties, or, oh, I thought we would, have more fun doing this, or it could be anything weird like that. But it doesn't mean that you won't continue to enjoy doing what you do, or it doesn't mean that you won't continue to evolve what you're doing. You just might be doing it with the people you thought you were going to do it with, or how you were going to do it, or something to that effect. Wow, I feel like I've been rambling on that sucker. All right. This is so Spirit is playing. All right, so let's go ahead and that could resonate with you or not. Take that however you will. I'm still going to go ahead and do what I've been doing with placing the characters in different areas and see what may come. Actually, that's not how I do it. Why did I just do that with those folks? You know what? We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. All right. Let's see, guys. Let's pull a clue card. This is going to be all signs here. We're going to do all signs and all houses. But where these aspects play out in your chart might not be the same as, obviously, it'll be different for everyone. And the messages may resonate generally, or they may resonate very personally. So it is what it is. All right. So starting in the first house, we have the dagger of truth. We have the sword. In this study, with the billiard room. So you're communicating in a balanced way, or at least that's how you're being seen right now. Okay? You've either balanced out, you've put things where they go. Okay? So logic to one side, creativity to the other, but you've learned how either your mind works, what is your routine when it comes to how you show up. Okay? And you're doing it with the sort of integrity, with the sort of truth. So you're doing this, but also that's how you're being seen at this time, okay? In the ballroom, we have the lead pipe and we have Professor Plum. So you could have emotional connection to a Gemini or a Sagittarius at this time. You could be feeling emotionally connected or spiritually connected to a Gemini or Sagittarius that you're very much attracted to, and your attraction comes from your emotional connection. But it's like you guys connect on an emotional level, and that's how you're like psychically connected or intuitively connected, or you feel spiritually connected to this person through your emotions. Okay? You can convey a lot of communication through your spiritual practices, maybe through yoga. You feel like when you're in tune with your body, you're in tune with your divine counterpart, or when you're meditating or dreaming, or when you're feeling a sense of creative spark, music, okay? You're musically inclined. You feel each other through the music, through the realm of dreams, through the realm of physical sensations and pleasures. You can feel each other, mind and body. Interesting. Moving forward. Alrighty. So, in the kitchen we have the ballroom and Colonel Mustard. So this energy of love that overflows, these that you're starting to connect to in your physical form, in your physical body, it's permeating throughout your entire environment. Your neighborhood can feel your vibe. Your siblings can feel your vibe. You're like this this flow. It's almost like the tune that you're playing is healing. You're playing a song in a neighborhood that hasn't heard this kind of music before. And this music is a vibe, or this way of moving, or this way of expressing, or this way of operating. Your flow is positively impacting your environment. This connection, okay? With the conservatory, we have the kitchen and we have Mr. Green. So when it comes to home matters, you might be feeling that you're raising the value in your environment. You might feel that the value is now, it's like there's a connection or I don't want to say maybe loyalty, but you feel very comfortable in your home environment. It's like the value of your lifestyle feels highly elevated, feels wealthy, feels secure, feels loving, feels it feels royal, to be quite honest. It's like the balance between the home and the environment that surrounds the home is very rich, is very, now take that as you will. Rich is a subjective matter, right? Like, some people can live in a mansion and feel very poor. Some people can live in a very poor environment and feel very rich. It's up to you to determine where you are. But I see this environment or this home feeling very rich in its environment, in its surroundings, in itself, with your own sense of security. You feel at home with your value. You feel wealthy. You feel empowered even. Because remember, this also has some Scorpio energy, that very Mars power of Scorpio, with the values of Taurus that are like just comfortable and beautiful to look at. That's how you're feeling within your home, in your surroundings, with your environment. I feel like there's also a sense of gratitude. There's a sense of like, I don't want to say reverence, but it kind of feels like that, okay? A reverence for, I don't know if it's reverence for gratitude. I don't even know if that's the thing, to have reverence for gratitude. All right, let me stop. So, moving on to the 5th house. We have in the dining room, Miss Scarlet. And Miss Scarlet has a candlestick. This is an Aries or a Libra in a partnership that's very passionate. So you could be feeling very, very well balanced in a very loving partnership, whether it's yourself and a, a romantic partnership, or just yourself with your children, yourself with people you love, yourself with yourself, feeling just very loving, very balanced in your love and your passion with yourself, in your partner, in your dynamics, just feeling very optimistic. But that optimism isn't like a false optimism. It's an optimism that feels based on the balance that you're feeling. You might be feeling very good, like you have a good sense. I would say it's like double dutch, playing double dutch. Like you got that rhythm, of how to be with yourself and others. Not too much with others that you lose yourself, not too much with yourself that you lose others. So you're kind of like I don't even want to say teeter-tottering, because that sounds like you're playing or something. It's not about playing. It's about recognizing your own flow, recognizing when you're overdoing it, stepping it back. When you're overdoing it, stepping it forward. Something like that. It's like back and forth. Oh no. Why did I say that word? So back and forth. It's possible you were doing a lot of that for some time, but it's reminding me of a skit on SNL. I don't know, I forgot the name of these actresses, but is it something Thompson? And the other lady, she's a comedian, very funny. So you have like an English lady, and then you have a black lady. And the black lady is supposed to meet Queen Elizabeth, and she's supposed to I don't know what the whole skit was about, but she was basically getting, what was it? I don't want to say training, but like she was being taught like the mannerisms of the kingdom by this person that apparently that's their job to do that. Now remember, it's a skit, it's comedy, it's funny, it's not to be offensive in any way. But she starts off with, okay, first you get your teacup and then you hold it like this, and then she starts going 6 to 8 back and forth. And the lady, she starts talking like real good. 6 to 8 back and forth. She's doing this. And as the other lady's like singing and humming, and she's like back and forth. And she's doing it very like Aries, very, ogre-ish, in terms of not having the Libra balance to be more like the etiquette. Yes, it was etiquette training. So, excusez-moi. So she was being trained on etiquette. So you may have trained yourself with some etiquette. You might have been rough around the edges, Aries, and you got a little bit of, that the Libra thing, that balanced flow of, not showing up But the funny thing was that the way she was getting trained, she was, every time she said 6 to 8 back and forth, she starts doing it. And when every time she did it wrong, the lady would like, boom, slap her. And she's like, what are you doing? She's like, no, you didn't. Hold on. Not now. Okay. She's like, why did you do that for? She's like, you want to go sit in the castle, don't you? And you want to sit with the queen. And she's like, oh, Lord. So maybe your divine feminine journey was a little rough around the edges for some of you Aries. I can personally attest to that. Not to say that but I can be, masculine in my communication in some ways, maybe even in my actions sometimes, how I'm, just how I do things. So some of you feminines could feel in your masculine energy a little bit more balanced or a little bit more in control, or a little, I don't want to say in control, just more in flow with the, with yourself and your divine partner, and kind of doing that dance of, making it look beautiful, making your love look like a flow of beauty. Isn't that lovely? It is. Okay, let's move on. In the billiard room, we have the lounge. Don't mind my little voices, okay, guys? They come out when they do. I have children, and part of my motherly process is to make it enjoyable for them. So I sometimes talk, in all these different characters. It's part of the flow, I guess. It's part of my flow. Very versatile. You see, God is diverse. That is that's my Instagram for those of you that would like to follow me there. Goddess Diverse. The lounge. In the billiard room. This is 6th house energy. So you could have completed a cycle of work or something to do with home and work with Cancer and Capricorn energies here. So you balanced out a routine when it comes to your home and work life, work-life balance, and it's been completed with the lounge here. Okay? Woohoo! Finally, folks, finally. We got that nice little balance. We can work from home if we want to. We can work at the office if we want to. We have that little flow of doing. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing that you're known for, you're at home with, whatever you're doing at home that you're feeling supported by what you're known for in some way. So there's that happening right now. It feels healthy, and it feels like you put an end to maybe even the idea of what that is supposed to look like, or what that was supposed to be for you. Like, what is true achievement, or what is true success, or what is it to really be supported, and who do I expect the support from? I mean, all those things, I feel like you got your own routine about. You got your own kind of you got your rhythm. What was that song? Is it Rhythm? Oh gosh, I really never liked that song. Rhythm is Gonna Get You. That's like Miami Sound Machine. So maybe something to do with Miami. Maybe someone is visiting Miami. Going to Miami. I'm going to Miami. Oh gosh, somebody's going to Miami. Let me know in the comments if you have plans to go to Miami. Okay, it could be something. For some of you, maybe there's a job offer in Miami, so consider that, okay? Or maybe you did, or you're gonna have some kind of connection. Anyway, all right. So this here, 7th house, the library. We have a wrench, and then we have Miss Peacock, which is Leo and Aquarius energies, in partnerships. Okay, so Leo and Aquarius, they're in a very passionate connection right now. A Leo or an Aquarius could be considering making babies, talking about babies, maybe talking about taking their love to the next level. Now, remember, You don't have to be an Aquarius or a Leo to be experiencing this. This could be you. You and your divine masculine. The energy in this partnership. This is, not only is it a spiritual connection, not only is this past life connection, it's also very passionate. It's very heart based, and it's also very unique. It could be very unique in the sense that you or your partner or both have very interstellar qualities. Interstellar qualities. High-minded with very high frequency connections. So this is obviously giving me you or your masculine or you both can connect on the level of your starseed alignment. Okay? Excuse me. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. I don't. I do, but I didn't. Okay. So, all right. So, what's being hidden right now or keeping, see, we have very spiritual connection. The candlestick is a partnership. The library, 7th house. What's being hidden is a relationship, a partnership. Who's hiding a partnership? Who is hiding a partnership? Could be a Gemini or a Sagittarius. Why are they hiding the partnership? Why is it being hidden? I just saw Aries too, by the way. Why is it being hidden? Because it's either... I don't know if it's being hidden from the neighborhood, from the siblings, from your environment. Or is hidden because it's far away. It's at a distance. Jeez. Clarify what about it is hidden. A work connection, perhaps? Or it could just be a spiritual connection. Colonel Mustard, 6th house, 12th house. Could be someone... it could be that this person, like I said, they work together in some way, or maybe they're just connected spiritually in some way. Clarify that. It's like, that's, see, it's a Gemini. Bye. Bye. Yeah, no más. No más. Okay? No más. Okay. Listen, if there is a Gemini that's hiding a connection, a partnership, you might be saying, no más. No more. Yeah, I don't care. Keep it hidden. Keep it out of sight, out of mind. All right. So we have a rope in the lounge with the dining room. So there could be a very, 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 very passionate bond that has completed a cycle. It could have been a very sexual bond as well. Or maybe somebody felt bonded because of children. There was it's like a karmic connection. Remember we said that somebody felt like they were being strangled? That right there, it was either a sexual tie, or a tie because of children, or a tie because of, because of love. But love isn't enough in some cases, right? Love just isn't enough. Like, I could love you to death, but if you're bad for me, get the hell out of my face. So the lounge, something is done. That karmic connection is over. Maybe we're talking about this here, this energy that's been hidden. Like, you know what? Okay. You might want to it's like, all right, you want to remain a cult? Go ahead, remain a cult. But guess what? Whether it's a cult or whether it comes out, it's already done. It's already done. All right, whatever that karmic tie was, it's done. So what we have in the 10th house, we have Colonel Mustard with the lead pipe. So both are Pisces or Virgo energies. Actually, no, let me stop. This is Virgo. I'm sorry, this is Pisces. An older person, very wise. It could be a spiritual leader. They're very connected. They're very intuitive. You can feel their potency, I want to say. Now, whether this is you or your person are definitely known for this, or are definitely known, that's like your status. That's what you're known to be, either a spiritual leader that is very connected, that is, I'm also getting like a manifester. Okay, like you bring your dreams into reality, dreams into reality, dreams into reality. Why did I say that 3 times like that? And it was like grabbing it from my head and putting it here on the table. From my head to the table. It's like your ideas from your head to the table. Done. It's done. You see, it's like your ideas come true, your ideas manifest. Ooh. We have Dr. Orchid in the 11th house. You may have a friend that's a Cancerian. Or you may care about a friend and maybe things aren't quite working out right now with the wrench. I feel like maybe this friend of yours you cared about a lot, or they cared about you. They were like maybe a mother figure in some ways. There's something there, some toxic type thing there. It feels like they're kind of side-eyeing you a little bit. Maybe this friend, you really like looked up to, or maybe this is a person you looked at as a mother, or someone that you respected as a mother, or identified as, someone that you just had a lot of emotional care for. There's a difference, right? Like you could love someone, yes, but sometimes love is very passionate. Sometimes love could be very like godly, like holistic, like the way you would love a child, your own child. There's a difference. In this case, this is someone that you gave love to, that was not necessarily a parent figure, but felt like a parent figure, or someone you gave authority to in some way, like a surrogate mother kind of energy. There might have been something not quite working. You might just not. You might feel like, no, it doesn't work for me, or I don't. Let's get a little clarity. Let's give it as much clarity as we gave this 8th house energy here. It's definitely a partnership. That's goodness in secret. Hidden. Is this maybe like how can that be kept secret from you? Like I don't understand. Oh, maybe it's like hidden feelings for a friend. Ooh. Someone in your friend group might have hidden feelings for you. It could be someone you were in a partnership with, someone that you cared for. Maybe you fell out. Maybe it is more romantic than I thought. But there's some kind of hidden feelings here. Or if it's not romantic, okay, it could be that maybe you were friends with someone that you respected and maybe you fell out, and now that things aren't quite working, it's kind of being kept secret. Or maybe, I don't know if you're keeping a secret or they're keeping a secret. They feel that way about you or you feel that way about them. I don't know. Maybe you got somebody you don't feel quite right, and it's kind of like you haven't said anything yet. You haven't talked about it yet. So I don't look at it as deeply as this one here, as secretish as this. This might just feel like I haven't quite talked to them about it yet. This is also giving off the vibe like you were very close to someone that you cared about a lot, and you had a falling out of some sort, and you haven't quite yet been able to fix that connection. And maybe you haven't talked about it, or maybe that's how you're feeling in a certain way, hidden. And perhaps you're not going to communicate about it because it doesn't really say anything about communicating it. It's just saying this is what it is. So, maybe if you go to Miami, I don't know if you're going, like, that could just mean, traveling to the southeast in some way. If you do travel southeast or something like that, you might have the opportunity to fix something that you haven't really talked about in regards to a person that you really care about that you're not very much connected to anymore. So that's that. All right. So we have the lounge in the 12th house with the gun. So this is, you've completed a karmic cycle when it comes to your subconscious, and when it comes to perhaps illness or feeling trapped or feeling stuck in some kind of like addiction or anything negative that was kind of like overpowering you on a subconscious level. It's over. You've taken the gun and you've faced you have faced the enemy. Maybe you just looked at your own self and said, you know what? I could be my own worst enemy. So if that's the case, let me work on me. And then you realize no one else has power over you. Nobody. Final message. A commitment in the home, 4th house. So you might be returning to a commitment, or someone that you were committed to might be returning to you. Definitely a return. Look at that. Someone's returning to a commitment. Oh my. Capricorn, Chef White. There's a boss, a leader, an authority figure. Doesn't have to be a masculine, but it tends to be father figure energy, but it could be a feminine also in that energy. That is either returning home, like to commit to a home, or is like doubling down on their commitment to their home. I'm going to leave it at that, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, hold that thought. Un momento, por favor. How dare I not use my own cards? How dare I? Alerts. Okay. Should I pull one for each house? Or just maybe 3 cards? 3 cards. Purging, retreat, dependency. So someone is purging and retreating from a dependency. Someone is releasing a toxic issue of dependency, and they are retreating from that issue. Hallelujah! Thank you, people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To those folks that are doing the work, I appreciate you so, so, so much. Let's clear out whatever is not working for us, not healthy for us. Remember, certain dependencies, it could be people, places, or things. We talked about, where was that? Here. That it's finally over. I think this is just a double confirmation on that, okay? A confirmation that it's like, yeah, no. Either you've purged, you've released the toxic issue of any kind of dependency, okay, with this balancing of yourself to others. And either the enemy has retreated or that issue is now retreating from you, okay? That's all. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll come back soon. Take care.